Hey y'all, welcome to First Comes Love, Then Comes Marriage podcast. My name is Lindsay Jackson.
And I'm Aaron Jackson.
And we are 5th season, Clichés and Realness. Mm-hmm. The cliche of the day is, the wedding was the best day of our lives. Our wedding was the best day of our lives.
Oh, our wedding?
Our wedding was the best day of our lives. I've heard this cliche, and it's not like our wedding, but it's more like the wedding day is the best day of my life.
Yeah, the best day of your life.
Yes.
And it's wedding season right now.
It's wedding season. Wedding season. Mm-hmm. We're on our final 4. So let's talk about this cliche. It's a buildup, I feel like. It's a buildup of the wedding day has to be the most important day because it's supposedly the best day. What do you think?
First question is, was your wedding day the best day of your life?
All right, I'm tying into the cliche because it was. It was. And it's not because I heard this cliche. It's not because, I'm like, okay, it wasn't. But it really was. It was a day of complete bliss. And even now, like our wedding day, a lot of stuff was happening. Mm-hmm. And things unraveled after the fact. Even now, for me, best day, perfect day, from morning to night. Like my baby sister was pregnant. She didn't tell me. My sister-in-law, my brother's wife was pregnant. She didn't tell me. We had crashers come to our wedding. Hey, Livy. We got Liv here with us, y'all. But we're getting the podcast done. And so when I think about that, I think about all the other special days. Here you are. Uh-huh. I think about all the other days that are supposed to be really special and really important. Okay. Like, I don't know, childbirth. People are like, oh, childbirth is the best day. That is nowhere near anywhere top best days for me.
Really?
I mean, no. That day is full of faith for me. And yeah, I don't want to use the word anticipation, but definitely not a best day. When I think of a best day, I think of just joy and happiness. So what about you? Best day?
Best day of my life?
Yes.
It's definitely top 10.
Okay.
See, I feel like I have so much more in life to live.
That's true. I mean, up until that
point, yes. Because you know what weddings are? It's just like a big birthday.
Yeah, all about you.
It's a relationship birthday. And so that's fine because you plan it and like it's everything coming to fruition. Mm-hmm. But I do want to save, like I always want to save the spot. It's like, what are you saving it for? I want to save that one spot for, I don't know. I have no idea. We have 3 children, beautiful children. And those are hard days. It's joyous. It's kind of like, it's too much drama.
Are you talking about labor?
Labor.
Okay, yes. Because that's supposed to be matched. It's supposed to be, or like maybe buying a home. It's like the most stressful days are also supposed to be the most joyous days. Yeah, it's just like this big relief. And it's just like, we did it. So it's supposed to be that. But for me, all of wedding planning was not stressful. And so I don't match stress with joy.
Got you.
Yeah.
So I would say, truthfully, is it the best day of your life? If you have a wedding. Like some people don't have weddings.
Yep.
If you're going to have a wedding,
if you have a wedding party, like a wedding celebration.
Yeah.
Not like a courthouse wedding. Because that's a wedding as well. Like, if you go
so that's the thing. All right. Are we talking about, is it the best day of our lives because this is the day that we are together, we're telling the world that we're together? Or is it the best day of our lives because it's just like a really fun, amazing day? You get what I'm saying?
Shared with loved ones. Yeah. I mean, yes.
I think it's more so the fun part than like Oh, like I want to ask people who are divorced, like, was the wedding day the best day of your life?
No, of course
Because it
not.
could have been super fun. You could have had an amazing wedding.
Yeah, but then the
And
marriage did not survive.
yeah.
And so now it's tarnishing the wedding day.
Does it tarnish the wedding day?
Because
If
you still
had a
had the
great
best
time,
wedding. Yeah, maybe not. We just went to a wedding and it
Mhm.
was fun. But also, we love weddings. We love
Yep.
weddings because it's the culmination of love gathering, and it's just this vulnerability in front of other people that I am saying that I want this forever. Even if it's like, I mean, this wedding was super sweet because this was his second wedding.
Mm-hmm. It was.
And his son, who is now grown, was one of his groomsmen. And it's a very emotional experience.
His best man, I think, yeah.
Yeah, it was an emotional experience. So, I mean, when I think of weddings, I think that when I think of this cliche, it's putting a lot of weight on the wedding. And so there shouldn't be more weight on the wedding than the marriage. Yes.
There we go.
But the wedding can be like you say, best is yet to come, but the wedding can be one of the best days of your life. I'm okay with that. So
see, yeah, because like if you're starting off and you're having a wedding and your wedding is full of red flags, right? Like things just happen. I would kind of be like, oh well, you know what I'm saying? Like
maybe the wedding is not for you,
or maybe the marriage might not be for you.
Ooh, not the marriage.
Yeah, if you got all these red flags, you know what I'm saying? Like some people, what's that saying? There's another cliche, like if it rains on your wedding day, that's good luck or something like that. But I think they just said that to make like brides happier.
I mean,
but it's kind of like, yeah, anything can happen. But like, I know that I go back to our wedding for like sometimes I just want to have a good memory.
Yes.
So I did make good memories at the wedding. I think it would be tough if you have bad memories at the wedding, like, oh, so and so and so and so was fighting, or
but that's the thing, and so that should also be the thing about the wedding. I'm not saying perfection is good. We had things that went wrong. So when it rains, it's like they can look back on that and be like, oh my gosh, like we went to the wedding in Tanzania.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
It rained. It was so much fun. This wedding was so good. Good as in they got married. That's the goal of the wedding, to get married. Yeah. So it was, you can look, yeah, you remember, even though you weren't there, you can look back on a wedding and say like, oh my gosh, this happened, but it doesn't have to be a bad thing. So, I mean, it depends on what you deem as best day. Best day doesn't mean perfect. Best day could just mean like, I was full. I was, like you're with your loved ones.
Yeah.
All the happenings are happening. So,
All right. So what's one memory of the wedding that you go back to?
Oh my God.
I said one.
I go back to, I mean, there's ceremony, there's reception. So if I go back to reception, I go back to our line dance. When we got on that dance floor and we got to line dancing together, you were over there and then you came to me and we got our dance on.
I love dancing.
We love dancing.
I think one of my favorite moments of the wedding was right after because I had to change the outfit. I was wearing all white, and then I switched to like white and gray. I went to you and I was like, hey, I know we just got married, but I gotta go. And it was a really funny joke. And I went to go change my clothes. Yeah. And then we had the selfie right after we got right when we walked down the aisle.
Right at the end of the aisle when we got down the aisle. And I was not into Instagram or any of the social medias or anything. But you took a selfie
and we didn't have the cameras back then just
very poor quality.
But I love that picture.
Yeah. We were like, I mean, just young and bright-eyed, and it's also like the wedding is usually like, it's a new chapter. So much awaits you. It doesn't matter if it's an early in age wedding or late in life wedding. It's a new chapter. And so it's full of expectation. And that's exciting.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
So, welcome to the Am I Wrong segment of First Comes Love, Then Comes Marriage podcast. This is the part where I give you a situation. You let me know if I'm wrong or if Lindsay's wrong. So, we are in the month of June, my birthday month, and my sister sent out like a 30-day fitness challenge that we have to do every day. And today's
Day 4.
I think, today's day 4. So, anyways, we were recording for the family, and Lindsay baked me into doing, we had to do like 10 burpees. And she's like, oh yeah, you gotta do the real burpees. And so I do the burpees where you go down, you do a push-up, you pop back up, and then you jump up, right? So that's the one she was talking about. I did it. I did all 10. And then I went to record Lindsay. And she did not. The world-class athlete, Lindsay Jolyn Jackson. And she did not do it. And she was like, I'm going to just do it my way. And so, am I wrong? If you go and tell somebody to do that, it's just like a coach or anything. It's like, if you're not going to do it yourself, why tell somebody to do it? Should she have either did the burpees, the burpees the full way with the push-up, or not tell me to do the burpees?
Or either or. Okay, yeah. Number one, I'm an encourager. I'm a helpmate. Okay, that's what a wife is supposed to be. So I encourage and help him to be the best that he can be. I see the potential there. That's what I do. That's number one. Number two, there are different levels of athleticism. Okay, I could be the best swimmer in the world, and then you get me on land, you talking about running, and I'll be like, I can't run. It's just different. So no, I don't do my burpees with a push-up. I don't do my burpees with a jump either. I take it easy on the knees. But it doesn't mean that I'm not an athlete still. It doesn't mean that I can't encourage.
Don't try to change
it.
I did not say you're not an athlete.
I cannot encourage you to be best and or better than me. Because he can. He could be better at me than burpees, and I could be better at him at dancing. We don't.
Which you're not.
I know you was gonna say that. Yeah. But anyways, y'all, you can let us know if, do you tell people what to do when you're not able, or when you don't do the same thing?
Oh, so you weren't able to do it?
No. I definitely am able. In fact, we have a challenge going on right now, which who can hold the longest plank? It's gonna be me.
Okay.
We'll let you know at the end of this month. But let us know what you think. First Comes Love, TCM on TikTok or Instagram.
You can add a comment on the YouTube at First Comes Love.
And you can email us, let's talk at firstcomeslovethenComesMarriage.com. So we're back. Liv's not with us. Okay, So let's really get into it. Let's get into this cliche. Wedding is the best day of our lives. And we've talked about what that means in reference to like the wedding and then the gravity of marriage. Yes. But like, I want to hear some other days that you're like, because you said top 10. So to me, you're like, nah, the wedding is not best. It's top 10.
I had a day, it was my birthday, where we woke up early in the morning. We got on a private plane to Canada. We did a helicopter ride over Niagara Falls, and we went to Niagara Falls. That was a really good day.
Yeah, I did that day. I did that day.
Yeah.
And then we had a picnic or drinks like in the lawn, or a random lawn in Canada. And we were just, I did.
We also had a day when we weren't married, where we were in Paris. And we were just like walking around. It was something, but it was, when we saw the final, when we saw Usain Bolt break the record or something like that.
And again, we were in a random lawn.
No, that's what the hotel. Remember the hotel? We had a bottle of rosé.
Yes. Yeah.
So like good. these are days that I'm like, man, it don't get no better. It's like care. The thing about my days is like carefree, and right now, especially like Father's Day coming up and stuff like that. as soon as you say I do, as soon as I said I do, I am now responsible for her. And so it's like, it's added responsibility. And so my favorite days are the carefree days where it's kind of like, yeah, I have responsibilities, but it's kind of like everything's taken care of. And I don't have to think as much. I don't have to be on guard. So those are two that I could really think of where it was like really great. I was having a great time. That's what I said. Like the wedding day, we have a picture like right here of us on our wedding day, and then like right there, there's two more pictures of us on our wedding day.
And then the entire scrapbook
Honeymoon,
that I made.
Yeah. So yeah, our wedding pictures are all over our apartment. But I think that when people think about it and they're like, "Oh, it was the best day ever," like this is the best day ever. Maybe because it's the beginning, but like it's weird because when has the beginning ever been the best? Like your beginning shouldn't be the best, and that's the problem.
Ooh, that's real. That's real. That's like, this is the start of the growth that's about to just pillar up all the way up. So you don't think that way about anything else in life other than marriage. I liked what you said about the beginning, because it even if it's the end of singleness and the beginning, it is the beginning of your marriage.
Yeah.
And I think that the people who think the people who really think it's the best day are the people who not waited, but prepared and made it important and special. So we have a neighbor here, and I was just talking to our neighbor, and she was like, yeah, our anniversary was last week and we celebrated 6 years. And I was talking to her husband, and he was like, was it 6 years? He's like, well, we were together 6 years. We were living together 6 years before that. So it could be 12. It could be. And he kind of, the old stereotype of like, men don't remember the anniversary, or they don't, care about necessarily that day. He bought into that for me when I was talking to him. And I was thinking, okay, something about their wedding day, whether it was them already living together, whether it was, I don't know, we didn't know them then. Something about it was not monumentous enough for it to be the best day of their lives. Like something about it. And I think for us, and we've talked about it, we can talk about it again, but for us, we're together for a long time. So it's not like, oh, they were together for too long, and so now it wasn't special anymore. Yeah. We had been together for 12 years. And there was a lot going on, but we, one, waited until we got married to have sex. Two, we knew the importance of marriage. We took marriage prep, and it was a buildup of a very special day. So I think that in that sense, yes, it adds maybe pressure, but then it also just becomes this very special day. It becomes a special day, turns into the best day, or at least one of the best days. And so, yes, it could be the best day of your life.
Yeah. How do you feel about, since you're like, it is the best day, how do you feel in hindsight, or like looking back, or what they call Monday morning quarterback?
I've never heard that.
Would you go back? Would you go back and trade in like the wedding for, I don't know, like a down payment on one, like a brownstone in Harlem?
Oh yeah, that show that's like Marriage or Mortgage.
It's
like, do you want a wedding or do you want a house? Something like that.
Yeah, would you go back? Because like our wedding was about that. The same price point.
Sure. Most weddings, and we're talking about like a wedding party, most of them are, even if you're budgeting here and budgeting there. And again, we didn't pay for most of our wedding, or we didn't pay for our venue or our food. We paid for everything else. So there's a lot that goes into a wedding.
Did we? Well, your parents covered, I would say 90%.
That's what I'm saying.
My parents paid for like 7%, and we paid for like 3%. Like we did clothes,
We did clothes, we did DJ, we did there's, again, a lot that goes into the wedding. We did gifts.
Also, everything is $1,000.
Yeah. So, and that was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Who knows what it is
I
now?
don't know.
Who knows? But I will say that because, again, this is the start of something, right? This is the start of something important. I placed value in it. So, yeah, I would take the wedding. I've seen people and they're like, oh, they plan this big wedding and then it's the show. I think it's on like TLC or something. And they end up saying like, no, I want the house. I want that dream house. And even now with our 3 kids, y'all, I would still take our wedding.
Really?
I would still take, and I don't think that it's foolish because wherever we live, we're together. Wherever we are, I'm good, or we're planning and we're moving, and all of those things make me say I would choose the wedding. What about you?
I would definitely choose the house. I would choose the house 9 out of 10 times. One time I might be like, catch me on August 22nd, and I might say I'll choose the wedding. But to me, it's kind of like, I really enjoyed the wedding.
Yeah.
We probably can't recreate, like, you can't recreate the wedding. Even on the vow renewals, is always going to be different and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, some sequels are not that good, because they just try to recreate instead of create new memories.
Yes.
But when I think about it, if we would have, not courthouse, but if we would have did, the only thing is, now I'm thinking about, like, could we have done it any other way? Not really. Like, the people who were there.
And people are always like, oh, you can always get married later. Like, say you get the house now and you get married, and then you could always have that party later. I don't know, because we haven't done this, but we've had 2 friends, family, close friends do this, where they get married and then they have the wedding later. And I think it's a big party and it could be great.
Well, one of them, we didn't know they were already married
until after the fact.
And you could,
and
you can tell. Wait, were we just somewhere? Somebody was already married and they was doing something. Well, sometimes you could tell when they're not married. I will say that. Because
when they're not married, you
could tell when they're not married, and you can tell when they are married, because it's like, I can sense the butterflies in people. I can see the nervousness in the groom and stuff like that. It's kind of like, those are the things I like about weddings. It's kind of like,
again, the vulnerability.
It's like the tension and stuff like that. Yeah, you can feel that. And then on some, it's kind of like, oh, it's almost like a vow renewal, right? It's kind of like,
it can still be special, and
of course,
we want it to happen. But that was in Africa. They had to already be married, but this walking down the aisle and saying I do is.
I didn't know they were already married though. See, I didn't know that, because the way that we was like, y'all getting married?
Yeah.
Today is the day. That was a really fun one. Lindsay started turning into a wedding coordinator that night.
I was like, well, what's going to happen?
Yeah, we out here.
We done flew 18, 19 hours. We gonna get married.
You know what? That's another best day of my life, when we were traveling home from Africa. And we were first class the whole way. 27
hours.
Yeah, it was like a 27-hour flight.
27 hours back, y'all.
But we were first class. And so we was in the lounges. I took a shower.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, you were living.
Yeah.
You saw me and didn't see me at the same time. You was like, hey, you had,
free alcohol.
Carefree.
Carefree. That's the thing. I'm down for the carefree things. So, that's funny. And on the wedding day, I was more carefree at the reception. Everything was done. We were married. We danced and we have a good time.
All right. Okay.
And also, I've seen a lot of weddings. The industry that I'm in,
Yes.
I've seen a lot of weddings. So like, sometimes I'm like,
I mean, it is an event. You're an event manager.
Yeah.
It's an event. It is a huge event. And
sometimes
so
it's not a huge event. Sometimes people like,
it can be simple and small.
yeah, what's that song? The Bruno Mars. I think I want to marry you.
I think I want to marry you.
Yeah, let's do something dumb.
Oh yeah, that's a sad song.
It's a beautiful day.
I'm looking for
something dumb to do. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that. Well, pop culture.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Was your wedding day the best day of your life, or do you expect your wedding day to be the
best day of your life?
Let us know.
Let us know. And I'm not talking about no top 10. I'm talking about, we just explained this to our 5-year-old. Best. Because he was like, that's my best friend. That's my best favorite. These are all my favorite colors. Are all my favorite colors.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all, let's talk about it. You can like a lot of things,
yes,
but we talking best. We talking favorite. We talk about the top. Okay, tell us what you think. First Comes Love, TCM, Instagram or TikTok.
Hit us up on the YouTube channel. Make sure you make a comment at First Comes Love.
Email us, let's talk at firstcomeslove, thenComesMarriage.com.
Talk to you Tuesday.